Hello and welcome to the Global Star Party, your weekly look at the night sky live through the internet from a bunch of nutters. From us lot. Welcome to the show, everyone. You may be wondering why I am wearing multiple layers of clothing. Well, for once, I've kind of sort of got clear skies, so I'm actually going to be showing some live stuff too. And we are also going to have some live stuff from Russell as well. So I shall introduce you to who we've got with us tonight. So, of course, there is the one and the only Paul Stewart, who's doing the whole hosty side of things, whilst my internet's a bit dodgy. Evening, Paul.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, now then, dare I ask, given we're looking at a brilliant picture of the sun, I'm guessing you're clouded out.
As usual, yes.
You say as usual, but the first few shows you were very lucky with the clear skies.
Yeah, now I'm paying for it.
Yeah, it's always the thing with astronomy. If you get lots of clear skies, you will pay for it eventually, probably with a hurricane or three. We're also being joined tonight by Russell, who is bringing us live views of, well, you guessed it, the moon. Check that out. Moony goodness.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, how's it going in lovely, warm Canada?
It's -5 now.
Ooh, toasty. Even British people complain about those temperatures. It's a balmy three degrees right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, right. You're just imagining putting the shorts on for that. Nice view of the moon there. That is lovely. So we shall jump back to Russell in a second. But if you have any questions for myself or the guys, then the Q&A app is live, and somewhere at the bottom of your screen, down here somewhere, there's a little button you can click. You can say hello. You can ask us questions. I'd say you can make requests, but I'm fighting clouds, so please don't make requests of me, please. Talking of which, I'm actually going to share my live, let's check this out, live view. And excuse me, by the way, everyone. I am suffering from a very typical British thing at this time of the year, good old-fashioned cold, otherwise known as man flu. So, hopefully you guys can see this. Hopefully. Fingers crossed, anyhow. I don't know if you guys can actually hear me currently. I'm hoping so. This is a view of Orion. Well, more specifically, the Great Orion Nebula in the constellation of Orion. It's aptly named. It's a beautiful stellar nursery, one of the closest, largest star-forming regions near us. And you can tell it's live, sort of, but if every 30 seconds the image updates, and depending on how much cloud, depends on how murky the image is. But thanks to my magnification and the cropping size of my sensor, this isn't the whole nebula. This is just a tiny little bit of it. It's a huge nebula, but I'm kind of cheating to bring this image to you because I've set my equipment up to be binning 2x2, so I've shrunk the resolution, increased kind of the sensitivity, as it were. And I'm also stretching the image out as much as I can just to kind of show you some details because I'm not going to lie, I am fighting it through a lot of cloud right now. But there we go. My first time doing live deep sky stuff. And it's worth it, even though I am freezing cold. And also suffering from a lovely cold. So I am going to click on Russell now, who's got his live view of the moon. Now, Russell, I'm going to ask, what scope and what camera are you bringing this to us with?
This is a 127mm C5. and a next image 5 running at 3.1 megapixels.
Ah, nice. Some lovely view there. Seeing looks quite good. Very steady, actually, from the looks of it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's fighting a few clouds, but the scene under the above the clouds is really good.
Nice. Oh, and something just shot past the moon then.
I just saw that was a jet contrail.
Nice.
Something.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
UFO conspiracies will be abound soon. Nice. It's always cool when you get something flying or flapping in front of the view you're looking at. Which reminds me, actually, I quite often get birds in the way of my view of the sun, but clearly no birds in this one. When was this taken, and what are we looking at? Oh, he's died. Well, hello, Paul. Nope. No, I think Paul's having maybe some technical microphone. Paul.
Yep, we're here somewhere.
Yeah, hey, hello. Excuse me. This show's going to have me coughing in the background. I do apologise now. So, Paul, when was this taken? What are we looking at here?
This is the lovely sun, which was taken yesterday, with this huge prominence sticking out the side of it. Rough guess, it's about 250,000 kilometres long by about 50,000 kilometres high.
Ooh, so just a small one then.
Yes.
All right. Just because Earth would fit neatly under that right-hand side arc is not scary in the slightest. The massive scale of the sun, and I'm also enjoying the warm orange glow right now on my screen. It's helping kind of psychologically warm me up here. Now I am getting battling clouds here still, but I am going to try and find another deep sky object. So this could be entertaining. So let's see if I can find something in deep space. Now, anyone knows the Orion Nebula will also know there's lots of stuff in the Orion constellation as a whole. Okay, flame. Let's see if I can find the flame. I can do something nice and warm. Nope, I think it's trying to tell me that the flame nebula is below the horizon, but that doesn't make sense at all. Okay, technology. Right, I am going to go to the Horsehead Nebula. What do you reckon the odds are of me being able to photograph that one tonight? Okay. So, first things first, I should be still screen sharing, hopefully. So, I'm going to... That's the computer telling me that it's slewed. Yeah, I've set up EQ mod to talk to me now. So I'm going to set 1 second exposures quickly. So loop, and there's a bright star there. So that's a start. That gives me a clue that I'm close. So in 1 minute, I'll see if I get anything out of this area. So I'm going to click on Russell's view whilst mine tries to do its thing. Ah, now then, Russell, you're the moon expert, so I'm going to go. What's this crater? And what do we know about it?
That's Tycho.
Ah, I like the way you pronounce that because I call it Tycho. Yeah, Tycho.
I'm not sure which one is correct.
Please, in Q&A, let us know. I'm hoping it's mine. Just saying. Ah, it's a lovely ray crater there. Now, are you?
Yeah.
I mean, do you have a Barlow in at the moment, or is this native resolution?
I'm running at f10 because the scene wasn't as great as I thought, so I kind of jacked it down a little bit. It's about 214 times magnification.
That's still pretty impressive. I mean, as I say, there's that wobble there. I mean, that wobble kind of shows you that it's live. Seeing conditions, a horrible thing to fight. I've got a lot of bright stars, but no real kind of nebulae things going on. Right, I'm going to up my exposure time. So, In 3 minutes, let's see if I get a picture. The one was live. Now then, I was going to say, yeah, let's have a pan around. Let's just explore the moon. So if you are watching right now, you are looking at a live view of the moon, hopefully from somewhere warmer than where Russell's sat right now. Maybe in a chair or a nice, comfy sofa somewhere. The moon. We love looking at the moon. Go on then, what crater have you landed on here? No pressure.
That's Copernicus.
Nice. Now, of course, the moon is. It's going to be a full moon sometime next week. We're heading that way now, aren't we?
Yeah, it'll be full on Monday, I believe. Tuesday? Not sure.
I was going to say on the Monday or the Tuesday, when it's a full moon, it does actually occult Arcturus, which is a rather bright star, so it should make for some nice pictures, I think. So if you are looking towards the moon at all, you should spot, depending on the time, a little bright star popping from one side or the other. I think it lasts for about 3 hours it takes for the star to go from behind one side to out the other side. I was running some simulations in Stellarium early this week. You've really got the embiggening going on nicely here. It's a lovely view you've got there of the moon. And something somewhat different to the moon, the sun. Nice. I'm assuming this was also taken recently?
Yep, that was yesterday too.
Curse you and your clear skies and, well, clear daytime skies. Now then, that is some. It's not massively active, although it's I suppose it's kind of. Well, there's some nice bits and bobs going on there actually. No massive sunspot groups really, I can see.
No, it's only a couple of small sunspots. Some nice big long filaments though.
Yeah, I quite like the grouping on the right hand side there. It's a nice collection of filaments. It's also, I was going to say, despite the lack of sunspots, well, the lack of large ones, it's quite the area is quite bright actually. It's quite some strong detail there. I'm only envious of you, of course, because I haven't been able to look at the sun for absolutely ages. Ooh, hello. Now this is definitely a different wavelength of light. This is calcium K, which is
Sure is.
near. I'm going to say near in ultraviolet, isn't it? Or it's heading that direction, isn't it?
It's down there into the band, 393 nanometers.
Well,
It shows up sunspots a lot better.
Yeah, I was going to say that's some lovely view of the sunspots there. Makes them look much larger too, actually. It seems to embiggen them. Now, I was going to attempt to bring a live view of the flame, but long exposures and the fact that I can't track anything at the moment, and I've got wind, means I'm getting nice streaky stars. But I shall click on my view quickly. There you go. Nice streaky stars. Technology. And bad weather. And clouds. So yes, that failed miserably. There you go. Live streaks, everyone. Oh. I shall move back to M42. At least that one was relatively easy. Technology doesn't like me today. I'm going to click back on Russell's live view because his is less streaky and more. Ooh! Is this a color camera that you're using, Russell?
Yeah, 32-bit color.
Because like I say, I can see some hues there, but the crater, the bright one, almost center. Yeah, I swear down for a second it looked blue. It had a bluish tint to it. Maybe it's just the way it came out on the image. But
That's Aristarchus. Yeah, it shows up blue on a clear night. Has a blue tint to it. It's distinct, kind of a powdery blue.
I was going to say, I thought my eyesight was going then for a second. I know there's no green in space, but still blue should be there. There's a lovely kind of feature just above and to its left-hand side there. I don't know. Almost canyon-like. It looks. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know this crater particularly well. It's one I've never looked at, really. Never seem to catch it at the right time. That's lovely. Well, thank you, Russell, for letting me have a look at this crater, because I never seem to catch it at the right time. In fact, I've just got a mountain of cloud above my head right now as well, so catching anything is going to be quite tricky. That's lovely. Craters. Now then, I'm going to click on Paul's view here. Nice. Now, Paul, I should have asked you this earlier because I'm incompetent at this sometimes. Did you have a look at the Flickr group at all?
I did.
Ooh. Whoa. Okay. That's pretty. Right then. I will let you take over the Flickr then.
Perfect. I'm just going to figure out what we're looking at.
Well, this was Jupiter.
Yes. This is from William Wood. It's taken with an EOS 450D.
That's lovely. I do love Jupiter. Of course, that is just beginning to rise in the UK about 4 o'clock in the morning, so it's not quite an object yet.
And this one will be the Heart Nebula from Brendan Kilch. So it's taken with an ATIC 460EX, 13H alpha, 1302, 14 alpha 2, combined exposure time of 13 hours.
Wow. That is ridiculously beautiful.
That is pretty.
Yep. I want that painting on my ceiling. That is insane. Now,
That would make a pretty cool ceiling painting.
yeah, right. Paint a little starship into the corner. Spot on. Ooh. Wow.
Here we have M31, of course, Andromeda Galaxy, from Mathis, I think.
That is a corker. Beautiful detail in the dust lanes there.
This was taken with a Canon 60DA. It's about 2.2 hours combined.
That's pretty impressive for just 2.2 hours. Wow. Okay, you must have some very dark skies.
Now we have M33 from Damon Weatherly.
Ooh.
Canon 1100D, a 13-inch scope.
That is quite spectacular. Dear God, that's, yeah. I could stare at that for hours. Now the Flickr group is I mean, the pictures being submitted are fantastic.
This is from our friend Shah, who battled through the haze and got this image of sunspot 2436.
It's a lovely shot. And battling haze is a worthy challenge.
And last but not least, we have M27, the Dumbbell Nebula by Paul Hutchinson.
Beautiful nebula, one of my favourites, of course. And nice image. It's got a lovely, that nebula has a lovely rich star field behind it, and it's just a beautiful object to look at through an eyepiece or through a camera. That's fantastic. Well, the Flickr group is, if you search on Flickr for Global Star Party, you will find a Flickr group where we submit our own images, and you yourself are invited to submit your images, whether taken via mobile phone, camera, or, you know, the Hubble Space Telescope if you own it, of course. Yeah, all your own pictures, but absolutely some fantastic submissions. I spent some time browsing that and periodically being a bit jealous of what people have been able to get, but please do submit images you've taken, and we'll feature them on the show. They're always spectacular to look at. And I'm very impressed. Nice selection this week. Thanks for Paul for showing us a few of those. Now, I am going to share my dodgy view because wind is making it quite dodgy. But and it's not a pretty view at the moment because I've got streaks and wobbles. But is that something nebulous to the left-hand side there? Do we reckon? Am I picking up something? I feel like I'm picking up something there. There's definitely some kind of contour going on. Well, I'm going to battle these clouds and see if I can get PhD to lock onto a star through one of them, and see if I can shift the image a little bit over, and yeah, maybe share a second deep sky object. But for the time being, I'm just going to check out. Russell seems to be fighting some cloud. The wonders of live astronomy. You can't control the weather. But I'll give it a darn good go.
I think it might clear out in a little bit, but right now I'm under some cloud.
I know that feeling all too well. I am suffering from cloud.
It wasn't supposed to be cloudy at all.
Yes, yeah. The Met Office here said, yeah, no clouds. You should be great. Not an issue. And then, yeah, clearly clouds. Weather forecast. There's an aspect of astronomy that will kind of occur, is that you will become mildly obsessed with clouds eventually. I think I'm going to start a kind of a hashtag and see if I can get it trending one day. Cloud hatred or something. Hashtag cloud hater. I don't know. Maybe become a new Twitter handle for me. Because we all hate those clouds. Now, Paul, you're clouded out at the moment, but it's heading towards summer there. Do you do any deep sky during your summer, or is it do you just primarily stick to the beautiful sun?
I try occasionally, but yeah, mainly just stick to the sun during the summer months.
Well, with views like that, I can see why. Wow, when was this taken?
This was a couple of weeks ago, this one. The active region 2434.
It's all swirly and vortexy. I like it.
I see Daniel's joined us in the party. How you going, Daniel?
I'm doing good. You guys hear me okay?
Perfect.
It's cloudy here in Atlanta, so. But we've had 2 weeks of pretty clear weather, so.
Okay, I'm a little bit jealous because 2 weeks of clear weather here would take me sacrificing the entire population of a city. Just wouldn't work. Okay, so I'm a little bit jealous there then.
But I have been able to get some pictures of the moon the last few nights, so been pretty lucky there. But haven't been able to get out to a dark sky site, so it's just been lunar photography for about the last week and a half.
Well, there's nothing wrong with looking at the pretty old moon. Although actually the pretty moon right now here is sitting quite nicely and also covered in thick clouds, so it's pretty obscured right now from my point of view. Now, Russell, obviously different parts of the planet. Whereabouts the moon in the sky for you? Is it kind of above your head right now? Is it slightly different?
It's 40 degrees off the horizon. 41.
Now this view is clearly not live. When was this taken?
No, this one was shot the other day. Sorry.
Nice. That's a lovely, lovely image. Now, is this a mosaic, or is this just a one frame?
That's a single 3.1 megapixel frame.
Nice. It's really nice.
At f12 in my 127 millimeter.
And also shot in minus ridiculous degrees centigrade?
It wasn't too bad that night. It was about 5 degrees, so not so bad, but it's really cold here now.
Yeah.
Minus 7 now.
Ooh. Well, what's it expected to get down to?
I think minus 10 tonight with the wind chill. We have wind chill here, so it's kind of the temperatures is about 0, but then add about 10 degrees negative for the wind chill.
Ouch. And
brisk.
And brisk, yeah, that's a polite way of it. Oh dear, and of course Paul is also doing something rather unusual. He's also bringing in the moon too, not live.
No, very not live.
Well, it's a lovely, lovely object to look at, and nice sharp details there on the Terminator as well. Now, as you may have gathered from the fact that we're all fighting clouds and talking about the weather, astronomy, well, unless you're all fancy, you've got an observatory, I'm looking at you, Paul, it can be a bitterly cold, frustrating experience at times because of clouds, because of weather. Obviously, everyone's got work commitments and family commitments and things like that as well. But you may notice I'm currently wearing like I've got a hat, headphones, hood, coat, another coat. There's a t-shirt under here, and I'm also wearing 3 pairs of socks right now, and I still can't feel my feet. So, yeah. Astronomy is, let's put it this way, it's a challenge sometimes, physically speaking. Again, unless you're Paul, because all his gear is permanently outside and doesn't have to drag it anywhere. Yeah, let's pick on Paul, I'm afraid, sorry. But, yeah, if you're going to get into astronomy, folks, not only do you need a forgiving bank manager, you also probably need to have, like, several layers of thermal underwear and a really, really large flask of coffee kicking around. Or, I suppose if you're legally able to drink, then yeah, maybe a flask of whiskey. But don't try and operate scientific equipment drunk. Not a good idea. But yeah, no. If Daniel has some photos here to share, always great to look at some pictures. Now then, I will let you talk us through what we're looking at.
So this is a composite of 3 images I took on, I think, last Tuesday or Monday, whenever the lunar or the Jupiter and Mars were in the same telescope view here. So you have Jupiter over here on the right-hand side. If I zoom in a little bit, you should be able to see the Great Red Spot and all 4 Galilean moons there.
Nice.
And then if I pan kind of way over here, you can see little Mars right there all by himself.
Oh.
So it's a composite of 3 shots. One to get Jupiter and Mars in the same field of view for the placement, but it was hard to expose for both of those, so I had to blow out Jupiter in order to see Mars. And then I shot Jupiter separate and Mars separate and combined the 3 images to give a composite or actual representation of what they look like through the scope at the same time.
That's fantastic. I was going to say, I walking to work a couple of days ago, I got to see them both in the sky at the same time with Venus as well, so it was fantastic.
And then I took the same shot and kind of just labeled them.
Nice, nice.
And while Venus was out, I got a shot of Venus as well. same night.
Well, it's got to be done.
Nice crescent. And then there's a zoomed in shot of Jupiter.
Fantastic. And what camera are you using again for this?
This is a Canon 60D, prime focus through my 8-inch Celestron SCT.
And everyone watching, if you've got a camera and you're looking at Jupiter, I think you've got a while yet, but enjoy that red spot whilst you can. It is shrinking every year.
Yeah. And this is just a wide-angle shot. No scope, just camera on a tripod. Just make out some of Jupiter's moons.
Wow.
Jupiter and Mars.
It's really nice.
Yeah, this was taken with the new... no, I'm sorry, no it wasn't. I was going to say it was taken with the new Canon 50mm, but this was not. This was a different shot. Different. I think so. Let me see. Yeah, 300mm, so that definitely was not. And there's all three. Venus up here shining brightly, and then Jupiter and Mars pairing right down there.
It's fantastic. It's a lovely thing to see in the morning. You've got some lovely photos there.
This one was shot with the new Canon 50mm.
Yeah.
Really nice lens.
Let's see. But what's the f range on that? That's the f-stop range on that.
It can go to 1.8, I believe, but this was around 3.5.
Fantastic. Yes.
Shooting at the lower f ratio, kind of you don't get these nice crisp stars all the time with them. You definitely wouldn't get these cool spikes around Venus.
I was going to say those spikes are pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah, kind of make for a nice effect.
Because I've been tempted to sometimes stick something in front of the scope just to give my stars some spikes, just for fun.
Yeah, then just to show you what I've been doing lately. Some lunar images over the last week.
And as much as deep sky astrophotographers curse the moon, it is a fantastic object to look at.
Well, when it's out, it's about all you can shoot.
This is why I've gone down that rabbit hole of narrowband imaging. Though my bank account regrets doing that. Well,
yeah, I kind of like showing the inverted image of the moon every now and then. It shows a little bit more of the detail in some of the brighter areas. So I'll post that. I did take a shot of the sun the other day, though.
Ah, fantastic.
Nothing like what Paul can do, but this is just a smoke glass filter.
Right. Well, you've got some nice detail there. I mean, you've definitely picked up the...
It's a pretty quiet day on the sun.
I was going to say
this was the moon last night.
Gotta love that moon.
Won't get a shot tonight, so that ended my streak. But Clavis looks really nice down there at the bottom.
So that is actually one of our favourite. We come to that crater quite often on the show. Oh no, Russell's got snow. It is snowing on Russell right now. I'm assuming that's not a photo of the snow though, Russell.
And where is Russell?
Canada somewhere. I can't remember exactly where, but he was saying it's like -7. Which is, you know, that's horrific. You know, -7 is just, yeah. Now, I actually have a break in the clouds, so I am going to lock onto a star. I'm going to ask PhD to guide. I am going to try, because I think I found something horsehead-ish in the last shot that I did, but we will find out in a second. Well, actually, we will find out in 180 seconds. So, actually, what I will do is I will screen share. As hideous as this is right now, I will screen share PhD, and we'll get rid of the wind and we'll have a look what happened here. So this is, yeah, as you can see, everything's really kind of fuzzy and slightly out of focus looking because I have a lot of clouds right now. So I'm expecting this to be a really ugly graph that it's going to start producing. But for anyone watching, this is, well, it's meant to be push here dummy guiding. It's meant to make guiding really simple, but if anyone's ever tried guiding a telescope before, you'll know it's never always a simple thing. There are lots of different things that go horribly wrong when you're guiding. And it's, as you can see, I've got kind of intermittent haze and clouds, so my screen kind of goes all over the place at the moment. But hopefully, I may be able to bring my second ever deep sky object to a live show. So I do apologise for my random waffling and coughing. I am suffering from the standard. I had some time off work and now I've picked up a cold because my immune system has gone to shot. And also the kids are off school soon, so I'm probably going to pick up the lurgy from the kids that have been brought into the pub that I work at. So yeah, this is going to be a fun week ahead. And also lots of clouds and rain predicted. So I'm assuming that someone out there has bought astronomy gear. It's always the way. I'm going to click on the lovely view of the moon that Paul's got and just stare at that. No, Paul's kind of half disappeared. No! Darn technology. I really need a really fast telescope so that me trying to get an image of something a little bit quicker. But in 59 seconds, I shall screen share. Let's see, did I get anything? I am going to screen share and capture. Now I'm using an Attic 414EX camera using Artemis Capture, which is the software that they kind of provide with it, which is great software actually. You can control the filter wheel and everything. And talking of filters, I'm shooting in hydrogen alpha, partly because there was the moon out, and also because it kind of just shows up the detail in these nebulae much better. Admittedly, normally hydrogen alpha imaging takes exposures of 10 minutes upwards. So I am really kind of pushing my luck here, trying to do this. So in 14 seconds, folks, we hopefully have a view of something. I'm not entirely sure what. We'll find out though. It's meant to be the horse head. I've never even actually seen this through an eyepiece before because of light pollution and what have you. Ooh. Now that, to me, says I've got something.
There's something sticking down there.
Yeah, there's definitely something sticking out. If you can see my mouse cursor, I'm looking around here. I've also got the bright glow of that star over there as well. I can even remember the name of that star now. Is it Almanac? I don't know. I'm terrible at these things. The names I always forget. But that definitely looks like I've got something.
Yeah.
I'd like to say that's
something. You do know the name of the star. They're hard to pronounce.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got Alberio down, and there's a lot of controversy over whether it's Betelgeuse, Betelgeuse, Betelgeuse. So hopefully it blows up soon. It's not there, and we get to enjoy that, and then we don't have to worry about pronouncing the wretched thing again. But I would like to say that's
no, because then they'll just name it to Betelgeuse Nebula, and then you'll still have to say it.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Mind you, it would be a whole new object to image. It will be a whole new object to image. So yes, folks, I'd like to say I've got another deep sky object. I'd like to say I've got the horse head there. I've never seen it, but I mean, I've seen it in these beautiful pictures before. I was expecting it to be bigger, actually, in my view. I thought my cropping factor was much tighter than that. It's a relief that it's not. Is it that close to the star? I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's real close. Both it and the flame are real close to that star. The flame should just be, from your perspective, a little bit further from the top right corner of that star.
So if I move that star down and towards the center in my view, I might be able to pick up the flame.
Yeah, if the glare from it's not too bad.
All right. You know what? Let's try for a third object tonight. Let's give this a go. So I'm going to tell it to stop looping the image. So I apologize for everyone watching me waffle. Right then. So I should now get a nice grainy image. Yep, one nasty grainy image. But that's a 1 second exposure, so that's nice and quick for me to then kind of figure out which way I need to push on these buttons. So, north. Yep, so that's moving the star towards the center. So, da, da, da. You see, this is live star moving.
I think that star is called Al Nickak.
Oh gosh.
All Nick, and apparently in the Wikipedia it's all Nickak, or just say Zeta Orionis. That's easier.
Yeah, I'll stick to Zeta Orionis. I like that. I have just moved Zeta Orionis to the bottom middle of my image. So PhD would have gone, yeah, you've slewed, so you're not allowed to be doing that right then. So stop, refresh, find a star to guide on. There we go, guide. Right then, I am now going to up my exposure length. So camera, stop the loop. Let's try 3 minutes again. Loop. So in 2 minutes 59 seconds, I might have the Flame Nebula. And I'm going to click on the proper nice view that Paul's got there. Is this one you took, Paul?
Yes, it was. It's a couple of years ago now.
Nice. Same telescope gear you've got these days, or is this older equipment then?
It was with a 12-inch SCT.
Nice. It's a really nice object. I'm looking forward to trying to actually properly photograph that. Although, and I don't want to jinx myself here, but I can't actually see any clouds in my sky right now. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, members of the audience, I might be able to see the Flame Nebula in a minute. Now that actually, I can see to the right-hand side of the image there. I'm guessing that's the glare from that star, Zeta Orionis. I like that. I sound like I know what I'm talking about when I say it like that. Now, is this is this SLR? Is this CCD? How did you get this image?
That would have been a CCD, I think. It was a while ago. I can't quite remember.
Well, it's a lovely image. It's a nice detail there. It's got a nice star field behind it. I wasn't expecting actually so many stars behind it.
Yeah, that glare has to be from something else because the Zeta Orionis is on the other side of the horse. The horse is looking at the Zeta Orionis.
Ah, I'm glad you knew that. You learn something new every day. I like that. It's a lovely view. Now then, Russell, who was getting snowed upon, is kind of browsing Flickr.
Yeah, I got an image of I took in Florida at the beginning of October. It's a 2-hour exposure of some star trails over the Gulf of
Nice.
And the blur on the right-hand side is actually where the Milky Way was when I started taking the image.
Wow.
So it's straight down into the ocean.
I like, obviously, given your position on the Earth. The pole is yeah. I mean, completely different orientation. I like that actually.
Yeah, I've done a bunch of northern ones because being where I am in Atlanta, I can see Polaris pretty high in the sky at night. Although probably not as high as you or Russell, but it was nice to go down to Florida and look over the Gulf of Mexico, and even though there's no central southern star, not that we'd see it anyway, just to give an idea of how the Earth rotates. And I got a really good effect because there was a pool of water from when the tide went down left, so you can actually see the reflection of the stars in that pool of water on the beach.
Nice. That's lovely. Now, I would like to say that I have just it's there. I need to move that star lower down.
Oh yeah, you definitely got it there.
All right then, I am going to shift this star down.
I would probably say, depending upon the field of view, if you move that star more towards the bottom right, you might be able to get the flame and the horse head in the same shot.
You know what? That sounds like a plan. Alrighty, so as you may have been guessing, I'm going to set the exposure to 1 second. So camera loop. I'm cheating here as well. I'm using 2x2 binning, so it does speed things up a little bit in terms of exposure time. So this is live astronomy, folks. This is also going to watch me getting the star going in the wrong direction. So yeah, there we go. Told you I'll get in the wrong direction. Alright, so I'm going to move it down a bit as well in a second. So about.
Looks like Paul's got another object on his screen that's in your area.
Oh, right. Now, yeah, the rosette is huge. With my zoom, I think it would take me about a month to try and get just one sub of each section. Right then. I think I've made PhD panic. Yes, I have. Sweet. I like making PhD panic. Right, so you're guiding again. I will click on Paul in just a second. I'm going to tell you to stop looping.
Yeah, we can see Paul's image.
Ah, sweet.
That's really nice.
I can't because I'm currently having to fight a random swarm of clouds that are like, hey, how you doing? Just sort of join the party. Right. Camera. Loop. I seem to be periodically losing the star that I want. That's annoying. Right then. I think it's guiding. It's trying to guide, bless it. Right then. Oh, that's a beautiful object, isn't it? I actually don't know where that is in the sky. I have no idea.
It's relatively near the flame. I mean, if you go kind of north and a little bit further east, a good bit, it's in that area.
Ah. I would probably see one.
If you can see the flame, you should be able to see it tonight.
Ah. Well, assuming the clouds kind of stay away for a bit, I shall have to give that a go. Well, I'll see a very tiny bit of it, admittedly, because this looks quite a wide field. Paul, how wide field is this? What do we get this one with?
This was with the 132mm refractor.
It's a lovely, lovely image. It's really rather impressive. And we have got... and of course, Daniel, you have, of course, the Orion Nebula.
Yeah, I took that from an astronomy location we have here available to us near Atlanta called the Deer Lick Astronomy Village. It's the darkest site in Georgia, and it allowed me to take this probably about 90-minute total exposure time.
Good grief.
So really what I did was I took 90 1-minute exposures and stacked them together using Deep Sky Stacker. But just the contrast and the filaments, and then there's some bright stars over here, so it's got some little loopy effects, but I decided to leave those in there.
That's pretty cool, actually.
But yeah, it's just the detail in here. It kind of blew me away because I really want to get back out there and try this again, because this was just as, from us, Orion really doesn't start rising until I think just after midnight. And so this was probably about 1 o'clock in the morning where I started taking these images. So it was still kind of low in the east when I started taking images. So I really want to get back out there in the wintertime when it's up high at a reasonable time.
I was going to say, Orion doesn't break my the roof line here up until about 12:30. So it's early season yet on this one. Now then. Oh. Whoa. Okay. That looks different to what I was expecting. Again, I've only ever tried imaging. Yeah.
Looks like you got both. Let's get the horse head down there to the left.
Wow. Ah, sweet. The flame's pretty cool, actually. I've tried the flame once before, but it was with an SLR and light pollution and no filters or anything, so it was really difficult to stretch out of the image. Now then, how adventurous do I want to go? Do I want to try another object? What is up there? That is the question.
You're going to try the rosette, right?
Oh, okay. I don't know if I'll be able to. Well, I don't know which bit it will lock onto. Right then, okay, rosette. Camera. Turn off looping.
If you have enough magnification, you could split Rigel.
Or go for Sirius.
Well, yeah.
Try to look for Sirius B.
Unfortunately, I think Sirius right now is behind a roof, so I need it. I probably need another hour or so before that one's high enough. Oh, no, hang on. Maybe about another half hour, actually. I've just kind of stood up and had a look over. Another half hour and I'd be able to get that one, I reckon. Right then. So I am going to go to the French-sounding thing, and I'm going to try Rosette. See if I can type with cold fingers.
Yeah, Sirius B is going to be in prime time to try to see it in the next 3 years. I think from now until 2018, maybe 2019, it'll have its furthest separation from Sirius A.
NGC 2238, otherwise known as the Rosette.
Slow complete.
Okay, the lady voice said slew complete. I can see a bright-ish star just on the left-hand side, but I have got no idea if my pointing accuracy is going to be good enough tonight. So, of course, PhD just had a heart attack then. Bless it. It's not having a fun night tonight, PhD isn't. He's slewing all over the place. He's not sticking to one target. Normally I'm a one-target guy. Right then. Turn off looping for a second. 3-minute exposure. Camera loop. Right. 3 minutes. I might be able to bring something, maybe a part of the rosette. But I am going to check out Paul's view.
What's it, the Trifid?
Ah, yes. The Trifid Nebula.
Yeah.
I love that object. It is pretty much my go-to favourite. Although I do have a soft spot for Orion, but that is just the contrasting colours and the dust lanes and the star field and the dust around it. It's
It's got a little bit of everything.
It's got a little bit of everything.
Just needs an open cluster or a globular cluster in the same field of view, and then.
Yeah, or a nice, nice kind of edge-on spiral galaxy or something like that. Something sombrero-ish, which would be quite nice.
I'm sure there's one back there somewhere.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, Paul, you have to gather a lot more data and pull something out. Which, how long did it take you to get this one? Nope, he's gone all shy on us.
You might be talking to mute.
I'm going to look at Russell's view.
So you guys going to head over to the States in 2017 to see the total eclipse?
I'd like to. That would be certainly something to watch. I had the partial early this year, which I really enjoyed. But yeah, I've not had the opportunity to ever actually see a total eclipse. So yeah, it's probably worth the trip. It's something I'd like to do. I had obviously the lunar eclipse a month or so ago now. That was my first lunar eclipse as well, so that was awesome to see. But yeah, I think I might have to make the trip. The bank manager might disagree, but I think it's got to be done really, and it's pretty much viewable from across the entire US, isn't it?
Yeah. The hard part is deciding where to go. Just north of here is the longest part of the eclipse in Tennessee, but the weather in August in the southeast isn't always guaranteed to be anything but clouds. So I was thinking about maybe heading up to to Oregon or something in the northwest part of the country to they have drier weather that time of year.
Yeah, I was going to say that this is it. Picking the weather is always going to be the thing. I mean, next year, I think is it next year? May time? Does the transit of Mercury in front of the Sun? Yeah. Again, it's something I can't wait to try and see, but weather conditions may, well, whoa. Okay, the wind blew, but wow. I was going to pick only 3 targets this winter, but that is, wow, okay, I've never seen this before. Sorry, space nerd excitement just kicked in. I'm like, my guiding is shocking. I don't know what's going on tonight. I think it's wind. Wind really gave. I'll show you the picture that I've got. It's not pretty. It's you're gonna look at this and go, ooh, but at the same time, I'm really excited because yeah, I've never seen this before. Yeah, okay, guys, you can mock me for this. I'm showing like childlike enthusiasm right now. I don't know how long it takes to show you that, but
oh yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, mine just went no way.
You got part of it.
Yeah, I don't know which part. If Paul could show.
I think it's the southern part of it.
I was gonna say
see Paul's image again and see if we can see that dark area.
Yeah. Admittedly, the star trails and what have you. Oh, yeah, there's a nice bit of wind that hit the scope. It's just gone. Poof. But I'm letting it another minute and 30 seconds. I'm hoping to have a non-windy guided picture of that. So that will update in due course. Yeah, guiding has been okay for the past 1 minute 30. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm a bit like, holy mother of doodah, that's awesome.
There we go. There's Paul's image. Let's take a look at it.
Okay, I have a feeling I've got something in the south there. Maybe that thinner filament? I'm not sure.
Actually, I think it's the left side of it. That little dark area that he has just to the left of the.
Okay, I'm just going to click on mine again quickly, just to kind of compare. Okay, so I've got 2 nodules, like an letter M, I think is a way of describing it. Ah, yes. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, left-hand dark bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you moved your image up, you'd kind of have the heart of it. But I like that. That's a nice little place of nebulosity right there.
Wow. I have to admit, I've never seen this before, so yeah. Okay. 13 seconds until I get another image, and hopefully less star trails. But we shall see, because wind. Darn blooming wind. Okay, 1 seconds downloading. Oh. Oh. I've never ever looked at this image, this area of the sky before through my scope or camera or anything. So yeah, I might spend the rest of the evening now just kind of checking this out. Wow. Yeah, I think I'm just going to pan around and skip getting loads of data and just have a browse. Although I'm now also going to find extra pairs of socks because I don't actually think I can feel my toes anymore. But woohoo! I have never ever seen that. And I'm going to click on Paul's picture because it's less noisy and lovely and red. Oh. So based on my field of view, how many images would you guys guess it would take me to image this object? I'm thinking quite a few. I mean, there is it. I mean,
Yeah, I would say probably 12 to 18.
Ouch. That's a lot of images. still, you know, I'd be willing. If I had the clear sky, I'd definitely be willing. Oh,
Yeah,
gosh, it's huge.
maybe 20 or 25 if you wanted
Yeah.
to get.
Yeah. So here, so there's the whole thing, and there's my tiny little section.
Should keep you busy for a while.
Yeah, just a while. So, but ladies and gentlemen, people of the audience, you are looking at live Rosette. Well, it's 3 minutes old. Although I don't have any knowledge of the Rosette whatsoever. But I'm guessing it's some light years away. I don't even know what formed it. I'm assuming it's a supernova remnant, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe star forming region. I have no idea. But it's pretty. It really is. Well, thanks for the suggestion. I didn't even expect my telescope to slew accurately to that. Yeah. Good suggestion.
It's 5,200 light years away.
50, is that all? Ah, it's just round the corner then. And Russell, is yours any closer, or is yours a good distance too?
Pardon me?
I was going to say you're sharing a view, I think, of the Ring Nebula.
Oh yes, yeah, that's M57. That's just a single 2-second exposure from the other night.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. You have finally left the solar system.
Yes. Very fun.
Yeah. Oh my word. Sorry, I just clicked back on my view of the Rosette. Yeah, I'm really glad I went narrowband. That's what I was going to say. How are you finding going the whole deep sky route?
Oh, it's a pretty steep learning curve. But
It's fun, right?
It's fun. It is very fun.
I was going to say there's some fantastic objects you're going to have a play around with this winter. In fact, you should definitely go for Orion at some point. It's a classic, I know, but I do recommend. And hell,
Yeah, I've been just surfing now.
just traveling amongst the stars as you do. Well, I have to say you brought some lovely live moon earlier as well. So don't ever abandon the moon.
Oh no, no, never abandon the moon. I find it more annoying now that I'm doing deep sky though.
Yes, yeah, there is that. There's always that factor. Although deep sky again is also a dangerous rabbit hole to fall down.
I brought up a picture I took or earlier this spring, I think, or winter, of Sirius B.
Nice, really nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've not got into trying to split stars like this, but that is impressive. I'm assuming, what was the scope you used for this one?
Actually, I don't think this was a scope. I have to remember. Yeah, this is just a 300mm lens on my camera.
Whoa, you could
on a tracking mount, so it was tracking, but it was just a 300mm lens.
Well, I have the equivalent of a 2032mm lens, so I should be able to split them, hopefully. Good grief. I mean, I have to admit, I do love optical and actual double stars. I mean, of course, Alberio is a classic, because you've just got the color contrast there, but I've never tried splitting this guy. Mind you, there's Polaris. Polaris is a binary, isn't it?
Yep. It's actually, I think it's a 4-star system, actually. 3 or 4, but the 2 you can see with the naked eye, or not naked eye, but through a decently powered set of binoculars or a scope.
Ah, I might have to give that one a go as well, because Polaris is conveniently always above my head, so that's not a problem.
Yeah, and there's Rigel.
Ah, I was not actually aware that Rigel was a double, so that's cool.
And it's a good tip if you're looking for Sirius B to look at Rigel because Rigel's not quite as bright as Sirius, obviously, and the separation is about the same. So it kind of gives you an idea of what to look for in your scope, because you can point to Rigel B and find its companion pretty easily, and then know that when you go to Sirius, it'll be in a different location compared to the parent star in the field of view, but it'll be about the same distance away. So it gives you an idea of the field of view and how to look for it.
Nice. This is yeah. I think this is something I'm going to get into. Definitely a challenge, that's for sure. And I have also just looked at the time, despite the fact that the time is a lie because the clocks have just changed. But believe it or not, we have managed to waffle on for an hour now. Check us out. Although it used to be 4 o'clock in the morning, it is now 3 o'clock in the morning because we're now on regular GMT, not this GMT +1 lark. So, yeah. I'm extra super tired, but I shouldn't be because it's not that time anymore. It always throws my body clock up. But, yes, it's binned 2x2. It's a 3-minute sub, but I have something, and I'm going to try and get as many images as I can, and then I will share a stack. Thanks for that suggestion of the rosette. I actually like what a nebula. I don't know. The Trifid's still my favourite, but this one may become a new one. I'm gonna have a browse around in a bit. But anyhow, I shall stop screen sharing for a second.
Well, they always say your favourite object is the one you just imaged.
Yeah, this is true actually, and I'm going to become Jupiter obsessed in the next few months. And there's no long exposures to worry about and filter. Well, actually no, I'm actually going to try monochrome imaging of Jupiter. It's the first time I've ever tried it, so this will be a fun spring spring/winter to do. So yeah, expect me making frustrated posts on Google Plus, going, why isn't this working? Because I've got to learn how to derotate stuff. I'm not even going to try and go into derotation right now because I have honestly no idea. Jupiter moves and you've got to compensate for it. I think that's basically it. But thank you to, first of all, everyone who's been watching the show. I do apologize if this has been the tired, sleepy Chris waffling along kind of show. Long bar shift, plus 7 o'clock in the morning. But you know what? It's always worth it. In fact, I'm pretty much wide awake again now because, well, awesome nebulas and stuff. I'm addicted to this whole space thing. And so are the guys that joined me. And I would like to really, first of all, thank Russell for joining us in snow and freezing cold conditions to bring us live moon earlier. Thank you for that, dude.
No problem.
It's really, really, really appreciated. And if we wanted to find out where your awesome moon pictures and your first ventures into extrasolar activity, whereabouts can we find you?
You can find me on Flickr, Twitter, Google+, all the social media outlets.
You do all the socials. Awesome. And, of course, there is the clouded out but ever legendary Paul Stewart, co-host, co-conspirator, and goat sacrificer.
Yeah, I've run out of goats.
Oh, it's showing. I'm really hoping you get some clear skies soon.
So do I.
Yeah, right. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and thank you for helping me host the show tonight as well. I really appreciate it.
No problems.
Cheers. And, of course, I'm guessing we can find you on all the socials as well?
Yep, I'm there somewhere.
Basically, if you type in Paul Stewart on the internet and you see a picture of the sun, it's pretty much this guy. So, yeah, really do check out his work as well. And also, thank you to Daniel for joining us.
Glad to join. You can find me on Flickr and Google+.
I was going to say, after seeing your awesome pictures, I'm going to start following you in a non-stalky, creepy way on Flickr. So, yeah. So yeah, please keep posting those pictures because I like them a lot. And heck, I'm going to check them out in a bit as well. And you can find me on all the socials too. You can find me on Twitter at CKNU, on Google Plus as Chris Kennedy 1 because there's another Chris Kennedy out there that got there before me. Darn it. And yeah. you can find me on Instagram as well, also CKMU, although you may get the occasional picture of whatever food I'm eating as well, so, you know, it's a bit of space. It's a bit of food, you know, it covers both grounds. Talking of which, I've got a packet of chocolate that I'm going to dive into very soon. Thank you for everyone that has joined us, and thank you for tuning in. Next week is going to be the less sleepy Brit version of the show, where it's daytime for me and nighttime for Australia and New Zealand, etc. So hopefully Paul has some clear skies and can do the whole deep sky. You know, well, we're just going to make really annoying requests and see if we can find the object in space. And you know, this is what it's all about, bringing the live views. I mean, heck, we've had live moon, and I've managed to bring some live deep sky for like the first time ever, and I've actually managed to see some things I've never ever seen before personally myself. So for me, great show. I'm all happy. But please leave your thoughts and comments here on YouTube. The video gets posted up on there automatically as well. So if you want to watch it again, if you really want to enjoy my soothing, cold-ridden, freezing voice, then feel free. And well, thank you very much for joining us, and hopefully see you next week. Goodbye from us all.